Hi team, I hope you're all well. Today we are here to do my ins and outs, my haul and unhaul for the month of August. This is quite a heavy haul, but an equally heavy unhaul. I don't know how many books I've got of each. I will put them on screen here, haul, unhaul. So I'm not 100% sure how many books of each there is. I don't know if my haul's bigger or my unhaul's bigger or if they're matching, but I think looking at the stacks, it's going to be pretty close, I will say. It's been a very low reading month for me in August. So the amount coming in has been a lot higher than the amount being read. I actually just need to have a quick look at what I have read and see if I'm unhauling anything. No, I don't think I am. Okay, that's fine. So without further ado, let's get into the haul portion of this video, shall we? I know for certain that there's 31 books in the haul. So I just don't know what's in the unhaul, which is quite a lot of books. I've had a lot of pre-orders come in this month, and I have been continuing to buy a series that I'm absolutely loving as well at the moment. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is my stack of special editions, whether it be from a subscription box. I only have one subscription box book actually. My Afterlight hasn't come yet at the point of filming this, and I'm filming it before I go away for Jade's wedding. So if it comes today or tomorrow, tough. If it comes on Monday, it would be going in September's haul anyway. So we do have from Fairy, I think this is from the Fairy, oh yeah, Romanticy box. It's the only one I've got left, I keep forgetting. We have got Warrior Princess Assassin by Bridget Kemmerer. This is absolutely stunning. This wasn't on my radar at all, but once I realised it was coming in the subscription box, I was like, you know what? Sod it, let's keep it. We'll see what happens with it, shall we? I have read from Bridget Kemmerer before. I read a Curse So Dark and Lonely and gave it 5 stars, and then I continued on with the series, but I ended up DNFing at book 3. Stunning end papers, and I was really sad about it, so I've never truly gotten over it, I will say. And then the Naked hardback, but I haven't read anything else from her, so I am intrigued to read this one. I think there is a original, yeah, but the original is white, not blue. But I like the colour switch, to be fair. It's nice. So that is Warrior Princess Assassin. I believe she is maybe all of those things. I don't know the full ins and outs of this story at all. And I can't quite remember right now if I go through what is the story. A king and a princess enter a fragile political alliance, each hiding secrets that could tear it apart. An assassin is sent to kill them, but when one of his targets is the woman he loves, his mission becomes a choice between duty and desire. Oh, she's not the warrior princess assassin. She's the princess. There's a warrior and there's an assassin. Is this going to be like a Why Choose maybe? Or a love triangle? I hate love triangles. So that is the one from Fairy, and then the rest are like pre-orders. Actually, let's swap these around and do these first, because these have also come from Fairy. So we do have the God and the Gwysin. Gwysin. Somebody's told me how to pronounce this and I've forgotten. It's already emptied my head. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, maybe Gwysin. Gwysin. By Sophie Kim, the sequel to The God and the Gummy Hoe. I really enjoyed The God and the Gummy Hoe. This is on my September TBR, so I'm very excited to give this a read because I believe this is the final book. Just take my prompt down. End papers. I really enjoyed the first one. We were following Seiko and Hani. Hani is a gummy hoe. Seiko is like a god, if you like. And essentially, they have a little bit of a run-in at the coffee shop that Seiko works at. But she ends up with, someone ends up asking her to help Seiko out with a case, and it all kind of goes a little bit wrong, and this is the sequel. I'm very excited to read it. I liked The God and the Gummy Hoe a lot more than I anticipated I was going to, so I did buy the sequel from Fairy Loot. And then we also have The Undercutting of Rosie and Adam by Megan Bannon, which is the 3rd book in this series. I don't know if there's going to be any more, but I really loved the undertaking of Heart and Mercy. I really enjoyed it. I haven't read the undercutting of Twyla and Frank yet. I wanted to get a little bit of a collection of these going first before I did that. But I'm very excited to give this series, the rest of the series, a read. And I might even try and pick up the Undermining of Twyla and Frank in autumn at some point so I can continue on with it. But yeah, really looking forward to this one as well. My pre-order of Alchemy and a Cup of Tea by Rebecca Thorne came in from Waterstones. This is the 4th and final book in the Tea and Tomes series, Tomes and Tea series, whatever. It is signed, and this series does follow Kianth and Rhaena. Rhaena used to work for the Queen. She was part of the Queen's Guard, quite high up in the Queen's Guard. That was Rhaena. Kianth is the most powerful mage in all of this place. And they're in love, and Rhaena decides that she doesn't want to work for the Queen's Guard anymore, and they end up running away to a very small town, opening up a tea and bookshop. And it's very cute. The stakes are a lot higher in this series than they are in the likes of Legends and Lattes. Legends and Lattes is high fantasy, low stakes. This is high fantasy, mid stakes. The stakes are much higher in this one, but I love it. It's very good. This is the 4th and final book. I have started it this month. I aim to continue. I just, obviously, the slump took over, and I will at some point continue on with that. My pre-order of the new Quicksilver from Callie Hart came in. I was so mad when they announced this, like really, really mad, because the copy of Quicksilver that I've got has a reversible dust jacket that doesn't have the artwork on it. It's not got him on the front cover. You know what I mean? It's not got his face on the front cover. It's not illustrated. It's a reversible dust jacket that's very, very pretty. And my thought process was that why didn't they just, with Brimstone, make a matching copy for the reversible one of that one? Why are they changing the whole cover again? Anyway, I was very mad about it. Did my pre-order anyway. It's come in. I'm not mad anymore, I've got to be honest. These are gilded edges, very beautiful. I think this is actually stunning. I know a lot of people are annoyed that the author's name is just as big as the title. I get it, I do, but I think that this is stunning. I'm actually obsessed with it underneath the dust jacket. And I think the thing that sealed the deal for me is that it's one of those it's one of those floppy hardbacks, what I call a floppy hardback. At any point, wherever you turn the page, it will lie flat on a table. Love that for me. So yeah, not mad about this in the slightest. Now that it's here, I'm no longer mad. Am I mad about having 2 copies of the book though? Yes. I don't want to get rid of my other copy because I actually quite like the artwork. So I don't know what to do about that situation. My pre-order of On Wings of Blood by Bri Bowling came in. I haven't read this yet, and I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. A couple of people have said that I'm not. I did do one of those influence or de-influence my TBR posts on Instagram, and a lot of people said that they really enjoyed this. So I don't know what to do about that situation, but I still kept my pre-order of this edition. I do have the indie edition as well, but yeah, this one has now also come in. And now I need to make a decision on if I'm going to get the next one to match. So I could do with reading this pretty soon, to be honest. This one is set at an academy, I think. I think she's like the last dragon rider, and it's set at an academy full of vampires. And then some stuff goes down, as far as I'm aware. So somebody did comment the other day, actually, on one of my videos saying that you need to read the Queen of Roses series before you can read this. And I don't think that's true. Can somebody let me know in the comments down below? Because I'm going to be mad if that's the case. I fell into this trap with LJ Andrews, where she had, I picked up the Ever King, and I got about 60% of the way through the book, and I had no fucking clue what was going on. And when I looked into it, the world building had all started. There was like a interconnected series that she reckons you don't need to read, but she does no world building in the Ever King. In my personal opinion, there's no world building in Ever King because it's already happened in this 7-book series that comes before. So I don't want that situation. I do intend to read the Queen of Roses, or whatever the hell that series is called. That's the first book, I think. I do intend to read that series at some point, but this one, with it being picked up, it's a little bit more pressing right now because I need to know whether or not to buy the books. So can someone let me know if that is actually the case? Because I didn't think it was. I'd done some research into it and I didn't think it was, and now I'm questioning everything. And then the last special edition I did get was Diabound by Sable Sorensen. I am also partway through this book. It's been taking me a very long time, okay? It's not the book, it's me. I'm the problem. This is absolutely stunning. I actually had to take this back to Waterstones because when it came, it had been rammed so hard into the packaging that when I took it out, the bottom of the dust jacket was damaged. Luckily, my beautiful friend Abby was working in Waterstones at the time when I took it back, and she was like, oh no, she took one look at it and she was like, shit. And I was like, yeah. So she just swapped it out for me, which is great. So we do have gorgeous end papers with the map. And I did end up with a pink one, stunning. If you didn't know, these come in 4 different variations. There are different colours. And then the underneath of the dust jacket, the reverse of the dust jacket, gorgeous artwork. Beaut. So yeah, I am enjoying this one. I'm having a very good time. I don't know if it's going to be 5 stars because of how long it is truly taking me. But when I'm reading it, I'm absolutely loving it. So I do need to get back to that one. Let's go through my gifted books and then we'll go through the rest that I've purchased. So I do have 4 books that were gifted to me by publishers, and then I've got 5 books that were gifted to me by other people. So let's go through the publisher mail first. From Penguin, I've got 3 books here from Penguin, just from 2 different publications. So from Evermore, I do have a copy of Wolf by Paisley Hope. I gave this book 5 stars. It's absolutely fantastic. It is a biker romance and it's very dark and I really loved it. So I had a good time with this one. Thank you to Evermore for sending me this. I truly appreciate it, to add to my collection. Thank you very much. And then from Inklaw, who is also a subsidiary, is that the right word, of Penguin, I did get Cherry Blossoms After Winter Volume 3. I really loved the first one, and you will see Volume 2 in this stack that I have purchased as well, because I didn't have that one yet, but they were doing Volume 3 as an option. And then Under the Oak Tree Volume 2, the comic as well, which I have read and I loved. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was fantastic. Then from Lonely Planet, I did get Dream Trips of the World. This is absolutely stunning. It's got different destinations and stuff in it. Dream trips that you can do across the world, across different areas of the world. The Americas, you can do Africa, Asia, Europe. They've got so many different places. Thank you so much to them for reaching out and sending me this one. I think I'm supposed to be getting a couple more in September as well. But this is going to really help us out, try and narrow down where we want to go on our honeymoon. We're not booking anything before the wedding, but we are looking into where we might want to go after the wedding. So potentially even 2027 rather than right after the wedding, because of when we're getting married in the summer holidays. So it's going to, you know, we're going to end up paying a premium if we want to go straight after the wedding. So we're just going to leave it for a little bit and then you get into like autumn. So we're not sure yet, but this might help us out. So thank you to Lonely Planet for sending me this. And then gifts from others. I do have Pet Sematary by Stephen King. I've read and loved this book. I love it so much. It's so good. So I'm so excited to have an edition now that's going to match my others, which are right here behind me. Stunning. Thank you, Claire, for that. And she also sent me Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid as well. I didn't know what this book was about, and then I had a quick look. Somebody's review, I think, captured my attention, and I was like, oh, interesting. Now, I've only read 2 things from Daisy Jones. No, from Taylor Jenkins Reid, Daisy Jones and the Six and The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, giving them both 5 stars. So I don't know why I've stopped reading from her. I don't know if it's because I thought that she was getting more than into the literary side of things or not. I don't know, but I'm going to give this a try and maybe I'm going to love it and give it 5 stars. And then I can go back to the rest of her stuff. Maybe. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you very much, Claire, for both of these. I truly appreciate you. And then from Andy, because he's been away, he's been on holiday with his mum for like 10, well, it's not been 10 days yet, but it will be by the time he gets back next week. This video will go up actually the day after he gets back. So he's missing me and keeps sending me little treats via Amazon. So the first thing that did come through was Alice in Borderland Volume 5. This came through the day after he left, or the day he left, I can't remember. We have been watching Alice in I watched the first handful of episodes of Volume 1, and of Season 1, and then he decided to continue and finish the end of Season 2. And I'm really mad about it because we can never, ever, ever start something together. So I'm really pissed about that situation. But I now have to catch up. but I can continue on with this series. I've only read volume 1, but I've got up to now volume 5. So thank you to him for sending me that. And then he also sent me, a handful of days later, he sent me The Mist by Stephen King and Gerald's Game by Stephen King to add to my King collection. I'm going to end up needing to dedicate a shelf to King at some point. But I haven't read either of these, so that is very exciting. This is a shorty patootie, which I love for me. And this isn't too long for a King. It's not too long. So very excited about both of those. Thank you again to him for sending me those. What a keeper. Okay, so let's get into the rest of the books I have purchased. We do have... This is only part of the stack. So I'm going to do these first and then immediately put them back on the shelf so that they're not hounding me. I did get books 4, The Gate of the Feral Gods, 5, The Butcher's Masquerade, and 6, The Eye of Bedlam Bride by Matt Dinnerman, of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I'm loving this series so far. Gav was not kidding when he said that these books just get bigger and bigger. Like, literally not kidding. These books are massive. But I did purchase all of these. My intention was to read book 3, The Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook, in August, and that did not quite work out so well. I prioritised a couple of other chunkier books that I really did want to get to or need to get to for one reason or another. Over 800 pages for the latest one. And I do have book 7 pre-ordered as well, so I think that's coming out in September or October. So yeah, I do have quite a lot I can get to with this series and get a binge on, which is fantastic, and I love that for me. I do desperately want to continue on though. I know Sydney's been making her way through these. Sid. I keep saying Sydney, I don't know why. Sorry, Sunday naming you, Sid. I know Sid's been making her way through these, and I think she's just finished this one, I think. And she said at this point, it gets super intriguing, and like the political side of it and more of the world building comes into it at this point, which is very exciting. So excited to continue on, and I'm going to whack those back on their partial Carl, partial Empire of the Vampires shelf. There we go. So pretty. I'm obsessed. This is why I needed physical copies. Actually, did I truly need physical copies? Probably not, but I've done it anyway. All right, I got the rest of my stack. It's just easier to do it this way around. My pre-order of Well Actually by Maisie Eddins did come in. I'm very excited for this one, and I'm looking forward to it. I've only read one book by Maisie Eddins before, but I really loved it because of the, I think it was ADHD rep, the neurodiversity rep in it. I've also got Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddins, which I must read before I pick this one up. But very excited about giving this one a read. I haven't heard a damn thing about it so far, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. Thorns and Fire by Helen Scheurer I have read and I enjoyed. I gave it 4 stars. I did read it in the month of August. I did manage to get to this one. It is book 2 in the Ashes of Thesmar series. I would highly recommend picking up the Legend of Thesmar series first. This is definitely one of those series where I would say you could go into this without having read the Legend of Thesmar series, but I would highly not recommend it. A lot of the world building does happen in the Legend of Thesmar series, and the story has already begun when you get to Ashes. Like, their story already has begun in Legend. So I would highly recommend picking up the Legend of Thesmar series before this series, but it's well worth it. I would definitely recommend. I also read A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana. This is the US edition. I don't yet have a UK edition because I am going to get I've purchased the Fairy Loot one and it's not come through yet. I don't know when that's coming out, but I do have an event with BK Borison at the end of at the end of October, 30th of October, and Sangu Mandana is going to be with her. So I wanted to get this one read, and I want to reread Very Secret Society of Regular Witches because I tabbed this one, and I would love to tab my US copy of Very Secret Society of Regular Witches so that I can take both of those, because I'm fairly certain the Fairy Loot ones are already signed. So if my Fairy Loot edition of this doesn't come before the event, I'm not too fussed because I've still got this that I can take with me. So yeah, I did read that one, gave it 5 stars, absolutely fantastic. I also got a copy of Dungeon Academy, No Humans Allowed, it's not by Tim Probert, it's illustrated by Tim Probert. But I saw this in the works and I was like, that looks fun. And I've read from Tim Probert before. There is a graphic novel series, the Lightfall series, that I absolutely love from Tim Probert. So I thought this would be fun. It is a middle grade. I don't read much middle grade these days. And when I do, I tend to go back to authors I've already read from. So I thought it'd be fun, and Thomas can have it when I'm done. He's already got his eye on it. I did order a copy of If Not For My Baby by Kate Golden. I've heard really good things about this one, and I'm very intrigued about it. I did recently read Dream On by Jennifer Hartman, and I also had The Favourites on my August TBR, which I haven't quite got to either. But I think they're all of a very similar vibe. There is a celebrity in each of them, and I think that is the reason why I haven't yet picked this one up, or The Favourites, because I read Dream On very recently and I didn't want to get them too confused. So I wanted to leave a decent gap, read a couple other books beforehand. But yeah, heard good things about this one. This cover, stunning. Obsessed. Then I did get a copy of Salem's Fall by Rectock Ross. I don't know where I was influenced from, but I was influenced. It's the cover, you know. And this says, The Silence of the Lambs meets Labyrinth in this dangerously addictive blend of twisty psychological thriller, legal suspense, and gothic dark romance. Sign me up, it sounds fantastic. Is this on Kindle Unlimited? Yes. Did I need a copy? Not really. Did I get it because it's got pumpkins on the cover? Yeah. Is it going to look good in an Instagram post? Absolutely. Gotta stop. I did get a business proposal of volume 10 and Solo Leveling volume 13. Latest releases for both of these series. I'm not up to this point yet, but I am up to this point. So I think I'm up to volume 9 of Solo Leveling. So I now have a good handful of volumes of that I can continue on with and binge. Did I buy this one? Yeah. I did also get a copy of How to Survive a Horror Story by Mallory Arnold. I've seen good things about this one recently. I think this has got one of those situations where somebody's passed away and some authors are invited to a house to do with this author that has passed away, and there's some other stuff that's going down. I don't know. But sounds interesting, and I've heard good things. This is so much chunkier than I thought it was going to be. It's quite stiff as well, I will say, but that's all right. I'll just break the shit out of the spine. Cherry Blossom After Winter Volume 2, as promised. I did mention that this would be in here, so I did get myself a copy of that. I got a copy of A Guest in the House by E.M. Carroll. I've had my eye on this graphic novel for a long time, and when I saw it in Waterstones the other day, I thought, you know what, I'm going to get it. I'm not seeing much else. I'm going to pick it up. And I'm glad that I have. So I'm going to save this for around spooky season, probably October time, and give it a read then. It is a horror graphic novel, so I'm looking forward to that. I also picked up a copy of Tusk Love by Thea Granzon. My apologies. I have been being mithered to death by Cece about picking this one up. She's like, all of your problems will be cured if you pick this up. It's like a D&D camp. I think actually it is a story within a D&D campaign. So I think what's happened is there's a D&D campaign going on and they're reading a book within the D&D campaign, and this is the book. If I've got that right, I'm fairly certain I've got that right. I'm sure I saw a video of somebody explaining it that way, and I think that that is correct. And I'm looking forward to it. It sounds great. Also, how stunning is this? Beautiful. Andy thinks I should reverse the dust jacket. He's probably not wrong, but I really like this. So I'm excited to give that a read. CC, better be correct because you've influenced me. And then also from Waterstones, when I went to swap at Diabound literally yesterday, I ended up walking away with 2 other books. So I ended up getting myself a copy of No Place Left to Hide by Megan Lally. I have really enjoyed That's Not My Name by Megan Lally, and I've had my eye on this for a little while now, so I did want to get this one. It's giving vibes of Jewel. I think she's being chased down a road. She's got a friend in the car. Something's happened, and she's keeping secrets, and she's now being chased down the road by another car. And it sounds interesting, so I'm looking forward to that. And then the other one I did get, I was influenced by my wonderful friend who swapped my Diabound out, Abby. She said that she's currently reading The Enemy's Daughter by Melissa Poet, so I ended up picking this one up. It sounds really good. We have a daughter of the clan's leader, and then we have also a soldier, Kingsland assassin. And they end up forming a bond. I think she dies or something and he saves her with his blood or some magic, and it ends up forming a bond between them. and it sounds really interesting. She said she's like 30 pages in, she's really enjoying it so far, so I ended up picking it up. Who's not going to pick this up? Look at that cover. Stunning. Anyway, that is my entire haul. That took so much longer than I anticipated it was going to. So that is all the books that I have hauled in the month of August. Now time to go through the books that I am unhauling. So editing me will have already told you how many of these I've got. I went through quite the purge on my shelves. There's been quite a few. Actually, there's another one I need to add to this as well. Just spotted it. There is quite a few that I've decided to unhaul for one reason or another. So I was doing a shuffle on my shelves and I just ended up getting, sometimes this happens and I end up purging a whole bunch of books. So the first thing I am going to get rid of is the one I've just pulled off the shelf, which is A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faizal. I've heard incredibly mixed things about this, but at the time when I was looking for this Waterstones edition, it was all good things. And since then, it's been incredibly mixed things. And I did that influence or de-influence my TBR thing. This was one of the books, and this was the one that was very heavily, don't bother with it, because it's just not worth it. So I am unhauling this one. It's a shame, to be honest, because I did go to great lengths to try and get this. I had to get this Waterstones one second hand off of Vinted. But alas, it is what it is. Maybe I'll try Hafsa Faizal's other series, because I've heard great things about the other series. But yeah, I am unhauling A Tempest of Tea. I'm also unhauling The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle. The second one to this is coming out very soon. I haven't pre-ordered it. And I just don't know if I care. This is definitely YA, I'm fairly certain, and I just don't know if I care. There are so many other romanticises that I want to read on my shelves. Oh, it's a little bit of a floppy one though. No, I could probably be influenced to put this back on my shelf. Honestly, I should have put this on that influence or de-influence my shelves. But I could probably be influenced to put this back on my shelf. I think by the time this video goes up, I won't quite have gotten rid of these yet. So you might be able to influence me to put this back on my shelf, but I honestly don't know if I care. It's been on here long enough as it is, and I've not pre-ordered the next one to match, and I just don't think I'm going to, which is the reason why I'm getting rid of it. I'll be annoyed if I like it and then I don't have the matching edition, but I'll be annoyed if I buy the matching edition and I don't like it in the end. Okay, this is one that hurts me a little bit, but I'm doing it because some things have come out about the author and I think that it's time to let this go. I'm sad about it, I'm not going to lie, because I have only just bought the 5th book in this series, like literally about 2 months ago, and I'm really, really sad about it, because this series, it wasn't cheap to buy either, because I've got it in the indie covers but with the taller paperbacks, and it is the Magnolia Park series. I'm so frustrated about this, I'm not gonna lie, like really frustrated about it, but I believe that there is some tomfoolery with the author and I'm just not here for it. So I am going to be unhauling this. I did read the first one. I liked it, to be fair. I think I gave it 4.5 stars, but you can get them on Kindle Unlimited and I just don't need to own these as well. They've given me so much more room back on my shelves. So I am going to be getting rid of these ones. That's that. This is another one that I could potentially be influenced to put back on my shelves, but I also don't think I care enough to do so. But it is A Curse of Saints and A Curse of Sins by Kate Dramas. I got this by accident one day in Waterstones. I was like, oh my God, that cover's stunning, how beautiful. Purchased it, and then about 3 days later, the, was it Feralute or Illumicrate one came in? And I was like, oh, I already have that book. I've still not read it, clearly. And then I purchased, did I purchase or was it gifted? Oh, it was gifted. Claire sent me this one. She sent me the next one. So I just don't know what to do about this situation because these are stunning. I have tried this before and ended up putting it down and I just don't know. So again, you could influence or de-influence my situation here. Do I put it back on the shelves and give it a chance, or do I just get rid? I feel really bad now that I've just remembered that this was gifted to me though. I feel like I should at least give it another try now because I have tried it before. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I am going to get rid of Last to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling. I haven't seen a single person enjoy this book and I'm sick to death of seeing it on my shelves, honestly. This version of it, this edition of it, I don't like. The cover freaks me out, and I really wish they'd done a reversible dust jacket on this so that I could have the normal cover on it. But this is the Evernight edition of this, and I haven't heard a single good thing about it. So I'm getting rid. And then Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. I was going to give it a try. I'd forgotten to cancel this one, but I was going to give it a try, and I just don't think I'm going to like it. So I'm just going to get rid of it. Again, sick of seeing it on my shelves. So going to get rid of that one. This is the Feralute edition. I'm getting rid of Cherry Magic 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard Volume 1. This is quite a long series, and I'm not willing to purchase them all to read it. If I want to continue this series, I will read Gavin's, essentially. I'm also getting rid of When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. These have been on my shelves for so fucking long, and I'm sick of seeing them. Absolutely sick of seeing them. Not saying that I'm never going to read them, but I think I can get access to the audiobooks and I don't need copies of them. So I'm just going to get rid of those. I'm more sad about Practice Makes Perfect than I am about When in Rome, because the cover of Practice Makes Perfect is really cute. The Boyfriend Candidate by Ashley Winstead. I purchased this, I think, when I went to the Works with Zoe a couple months ago, and completely forgot that I'd already tried this book, I think. Or the first in the series. I don't know. I think this is the second in the series. Yeah, Fool Me Once. I'd already tried it and I didn't like it. And this is the next in the series. And I forgot. I was attracted to the different coloured spine. Oh, it's just dumb. I'm getting rid of Iron Widow by Kieran J. Zhao. I have read this, really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. This is the original Illumicrate edition, but I am not getting the Illumicrate edition of the next one. I'm just going to probably try an audiobook it. I'm waiting for it to come cheaper on Kindle, in all honesty. I do want to continue on with the series and read Tyrants, whatever it's called, but I don't need this copy, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm also getting rid of my Feralute edition of Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I don't particularly love this edition of this book. I do have a normal edition of it, so I am going to be getting rid of this one. I don't particularly like it, so this one can go. Again, I have tried this book. I've gotten 82 pages in and put it back on my shelf. I will try again, but I am not 100% that I'm the problem. I think it could be the book for me. So I do have a love-hate relationship with V.E. Schwab, I will say. I love the Villains series and I love Addie LaRue. Didn't like Gallant, gave that 1.5, 2 stars. So, you know, bit of a love-hate relationship. I haven't continued the Dark Shade of Magic series and I've since unhauled it. So, not that I didn't like Dark Shades of Magic. I think I gave it 4 stars, but I didn't love it. So, you know, ups and downs with her. We'll see what happens with Bury Our Bones when I come back to give it a try. Fair Play by Louise Hegarty. I got an arc of this. Thank you to the publishers, Pam Macmillan, for sending me this. I truly appreciate it. This is the lowest rated book on my TBR. And on that basis, I don't want to pick it up anymore, which is a real shame because I really loved the synopsis for it. I'm also going to get rid of I'm Kinda Chubby and I'm Your Hero Volumes 1 and 2. I've read them, never going to reread them. Very cute, but I'm not going to reread them. I'm going to see if Gav wants them. I don't know if he's got them. Akko and Bambi, Volume 1. These are some manga that have been sent to me by the publisher, unsolicited, and I've just not really got much interest in them. Similar with The War of Greedy Witches, Volume 1. So I'm going to get rid of those as well. I also have If the Villainess and Villain Met and Fell in Love. That was also sent to me unsolicited. When the Villainess Seduces the Main Heroine, unsolicited. Pink Habanero, Volume 1, unsolicited, and Riviera and the Land of Prayer, unsolicited. So I'm just going to get rid of these. Thank you to the publisher for sending me them. I really appreciate it, but I don't really have much interest in them, and I would like to make room for manga that I am interested in reading. So I'm also getting rid of The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Penaranda. My apologies. I purchased this in a blind panic one day because I think this was being picked up by a publisher or something. And I was like, I want this edition. I don't know why I keep doing this. I just get carried away. Just look at how stunning this is. But I haven't picked it up. I haven't seen anybody reading it necessarily, and I just don't know if I care. Again, I could be influenced to put this back on my shelf, so let me know if you think that I should do that. I'm also getting rid of Over the Woodward Wall by a Deborah Barker. Fairly certain I've read this one. I can't remember, but I think I've read it. So I'm getting rid of it. Timberdark by Darren Charlton. It was a very long time ago that I read Wranglestone, really long time ago, like when it first came out. And this one then took quite a while to come out after that. This came out in 2022, so it was probably 2019 when I read Wranglestone, whenever it came out. And I really enjoyed it when I read it, but it's been a very long time since then. It's probably been about 6 years since I read Wranglestone. And I have lost interest in picking this one up because it would mean I would have to reread Wranglestone, and I don't want to do that. So I am getting rid of this one. Beautiful spreadsheets though, absolutely stunning. I'm also getting rid of My Dearest Darkest by Kayla Cottingham. I recently tried This Delicious Death and didn't particularly like it. This has been on my shelves for such a long time and I'm tired of seeing it. So I'm going to get rid of it. This came out in 2022 and I've definitely had it for about as long as that. So it feels like it's been so much longer. How has it only been 3 years? What do you mean? But yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of it. I could be influenced to keep this one as well, to be fair. Only influenced me to keep the ones that I've mentioned. I could be influenced. The rest I've made my decision. And then lastly, I have a whole bunch of graphic novels that I'm going to get rid of for one reason or another. So we're going to start off strong here with the Buffy graphic novels. I do have Willow, Buffy Volume 4, Buffy Volume 3, Buffy Volume 2, Angel, and Buffy Volume 1. I've read Volume 1, actually really enjoyed it and did want to continue the series. However, there is like a certain reading order to this, and I think right now that this is the reading order. So Volume 1, Angel, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, Willow. And then I don't know where it goes from here, and I don't think it's very easy to get hold of these. So I've made the decision to just stop, and I'm going to get rid of them. So those are going. And I'm also, this might be a little bit controversial, I don't know, but I'm also going to get rid of Saga. I loved Saga volumes. Where is volume? Oh, it's there. Volume 9. I loved Saga Volume 1 through till Volume 9. I absolutely loved it. I think it was a 5-star series for me. And then Volume 10 came out after a very long hiatus. And I didn't like it. I think I gave it like 2.5, 3 stars. I wasn't a fan. And I haven't yet been able to bring myself to read Volume 11. So I'm fairly certain that's how that went anyway. I just haven't been able to bring myself to read it. Volume 12 is either out or coming out very soon, and I can't bring myself to continue. It's just been ruined by that hiatus, obviously. For me personally, I think it's been ruined. So I'm DNFing the series and I'm getting rid of them. I'm sick of seeing them. They're taking up quite a lot of room on my shelves. So I'm getting rid of those as well. So yeah, that was quite the unhaul. Oh, I'm actually also, they're already boxed up and packaged, ready to go. But I'm actually also unhauling my editions of Wolfsong, the Green Creek series by TJ Klune. I will show pictures of them here. If I can get pictures of the ones I actually own, because I own the indie editions, which are like the plain black pages with just Wolfsong written on them, or Ravensong, or Brother Song, or whatever the last one is called. I'm getting rid of those as well. I'm sending them to my friend who wants them instead. And so that's another 4 books that I'm unhauling as well. I've just made the decision to get rid of them. I don't think I've got any interest in going back to that series, in all honesty. So I am getting rid of those as well. So yeah, that is my unhaul as well. I don't know how many books that was. I will put the finished number here on screen because the original number on screen would have been correct anyway, despite the fact that I did add another book in with Tempest of Tea because I'd forgotten about it. But yeah, this is my unhaul number compared to the 31 books that I did haul. So I'm fairly certain it's probably going to be more unhaul, to be fair, now that I'm remembering that I've got, 16 volumes of graphic novels. It's definitely going to be more. But yeah, that is my haul and unhaul ins and outs for the month of August. Chat to me in the comments down below. Let me know if you think I should keep any of those books that I am unhauling that I mentioned. We did have the Curse of Saints series. We also had Dagger in the Flame. We had Stars and Dying. I think those were the ones that I could be influenced. Oh, and this one as well, My Dearest Darkest. So let me know in the comments down below if you think I should keep any of those. And I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye for now.